from that nano to that small to the medium and of course to a large-scale business in Lagos, provided your business is situated in Lagos. Lagos, Nigeria, welcome on board. It is Lagos. Accelerate Lagos here on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Today on the edition of the program, we shall be discussing driving jobs and wealth creation across Lagos through Project 100K. My guest is the Director, Finance and Corporate Services at the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. I have the pleasure of hosting Adeomi Oni. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Very well, thank you.
All right, let's get down to business now. Project 100K. What does that even mean? Let's start with that.
All right, thank you. Thank you for having me. Good morning, Lagos. Project 100K, it's an initiative of the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, LSCTF, to drive creation of wealth and employment in Lagos State. Given the recent statistics of job and employment in Nigeria and in Lagos State, we believe that this project would help to quickly impact on reducing the statistics. National 5.5% unemployment rate. I think Lagos is about 5.3 or thereabout. And so we want to use this project to ensure that we reduce or crash that number to a minimal level. So it's a project designed to take a program to the doorsteps of residents of Lagos. Typically what we do is to operate through our liaison offices spread around Lagos, 28 locations as we speak, apart from our head office. But this program is designed specifically to take to specific locations where you can come and apply for various programs.
All right. Tell me, how is this different from one of your core mandate at LSTF, which is, empowerment and job creation?
So it's different in the sense that what we usually do is you go to the liaison office, apply for program. But this time around, when you visit those locations, we are operating currently in 8 locations for this project 100K.
Okay.
We have Ikorodu, Ikeja, Koshofe, Alimosho, Ojokoro LCDA. We also have Surulere. We have, I think, Shomolu. So Shomolu local governments. In those locations, when you go there, unlike when you go to apply where you're supposed to come with your lastra, your tax ID, and then if you don't have those things, you go back home and get them. This time around, you get all those things registered for you on the spot. So if you don't have a lastra card, you get it done for you on the spot. If you don't have a tax ID, you get it registered for you on the spot. So it typically, essentially is to ensure that everything you need to get your application submitted, you get it done on the spot. That's in the credit check will be run on the spot. So it's not like the typical program we do. So that's why we tag the project under credit. The sense is to ensure that people can submit the application at one visit to the office.
All right, before we talk about what Project 100K entails, why is it happening in selected few local governments?
Okay, so we run by data, right? We try to deploy our programs based on where we get volumes of applications. So if you look at these local governments I've mentioned or locations I've mentioned, these are highly populated locations. It does not mean that we are disenfranchising members of other local government. However, we have also made those selections in such a way that people, the nearest local government to them, can go to them. That doesn't mean that our offices in those other locations are not working. So for instance, if you are around Agege, you can choose between Alimosho or Ikeja to go do. So that's the way we've structured it. So Alimosho, Ikorodu, these are highly populated
local
areas.
governments.
So that's what drove our decision to use those 8 locations.
Amazing. All right then, Lagos, Nigeria. You are listening to Accelerate Lagos here on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. If you own a business, if you run a business in Lagos, or you are an intending entrepreneur, now is the time to connect with us. You can put a call through on 0915-387-7127, or you can send a text to us on our WhatsApp platform on 0809-9120-777. My guest is Adeomioni, the Director, Finance and Corporate Services at LSTF. And of course, today we are talking driving jobs and wealth creation across Lagos through Project 100K. You're wondering what that is? Stick with us all through the program. That's till 11. All right, so tell me, what does Project 100K entail?
Okay, so there are two elements in Project 100K. There is the access to finance element. There's also the capacity building element. The access to finance element is our loan program where you get to apply for loan from 50,000 to 500K. For nano, like when you were introducing nano and small and micro businesses that require 50,000 to 500K at single digit, 9% per annum. And then no collateral required, just a guarantor, and then you all just need to have your Lastra and your tax ID, and you are good to go. And bank statement to support, to show your affordability. That's the loan element. And then we also have the capacity building elements where we train youth within the age bracket of 18 and 35 in various blue collar skills and then soft skills also, to make them become more employable and also place them. So it's not just training, there's a training element and there's a placement side of it. So the essence of these two critical components is to ensure that we get people off the street, youth off the street, become employed, and also to ensure that our businesses, the nano, the small, the micro businesses can scale up. And as they are scaling up, it means you are creating more employment. So that's what Project 100K entails.
All right, then. For the sake of those who do not have a clear understanding of this Project 100K, is it for existing business or startups?
Okay. All right, thank you. For the loan elements, there are two categories. There are the existing, there are the startups. The startups are called micro-enterprise startups.
Okay.
You can access between 50 and 250,000.
Okay.
However, you need to provide elements or evidence that you've been trained in a particular skill. So for instance, let's take a typical barber. You've been trained, you have your training certificate, and then you want to start up. You need a startup capital. You can then access that program with your training certificate, your Lastra ID, your tax number. We recognize that for startup, you wouldn't have been paying tax, but get registered to get the ID. And then your once you have those three, your national ID, any of the major form of identification, then you can apply for the program and then have opportunity to access up to 50,000 payable within 12 months. Then spread over 12 months at 9% per annum. In some cases, we also give a month moratorium because, of course, when you get capital and you're just starting, you may need to find a location to get a shop and all the rest. So we give 1 month moratorium. The other one for existing businesses, those businesses must have been existing for at least 12 months. And we want them to provide evidence via bank statement, which is minimum 6-month bank statement, plus their Lastra, plus their tax ID, and then plus their national, any form of ID. They are good to go. They can access up to 500,000, also payable over 12 months, 9% per annum. So those are the two categories of businesses, startup and existing businesses.
All right. So how long has this been in existence? This Project 100K sounds new to me.
Yeah, it's new. We started in August. This is our we've done first month, and so we're in the second month now.
Second month.
Yeah.
What's the duration?
And it's running till November this year.
Till November
This year. Yes. So if you go to those 8 locations, you can get on-the-spot application done, and then you know that your application has been submitted.
All right, then. Can you share with me some of the, key progress you have made so far, the opportunities created so far? Okay.
The first major success I would say we've recorded is in the uptake of applications. Typically, before, it takes a while to get people to complete their application, because sometimes you get to a point of, oh, I need to get my PVN, I need to get my LASTRA, I don't have it, and then come back again, and that might be days or week depending on that. But this ones, people apply immediately and get submitted. So we've been able to receive over 4,000 applications within that space of 1 month. And then also it has helped us to also expand our reach to Lagos. So 4,000 applications, quite a number of them right now are at under review stage, which is more or less the assessment stage. There are those also who are yet to return their offer letter, because the essence is within a week or 2 weeks, you get your loan disbursed. Once you submit all the documents, you also accept the offer once an offer is made to you, and you submit your offer letter back. So we have quite a number of people now yet to submit their offer letters before we can trigger disbursement. So another major success is the ability to then expand our stakeholder reach. So because for us to get that number, we had to also improve on our partnership with critical stakeholders like Association of Artisans Lascota in Lagos, the Yalojas, various associations like that who now form like pipeline for us to have access to people who are applying. So it has also helped us to increase our stakeholder spectrum. Then the third one is also in terms of the capacity building. Youth being trained between 8 and 35. Currently, as we speak, we graduated some set of people yesterday at Okoba on youth training, the various skills under one of the partnership we had. And then these ones, as they are graduated, they are going to be placed with different organizations. So that's jobs directly that is happening. So we've recorded quite a number of a good number of success within the first month.
Amazing. So we'll be talking more about some of these trainings just for someone who is outside wanting to know more. But then I have a message here from a listener that says, greetings to you and your guest. How can we access this project for a group of youth in church and the community situated at Mushin?
Okay, good. So first is Mushin is not far from Shomolu local government. For on-the-spot application, you can visit Shomolu local government, but we also have an office in Mushin. You can go to our office in Mushin local government area, the office premises, and then ask for LSCTF desk, and then get all necessary details. However, beyond that also, we take invitations to speak at churches, religious gatherings, so that people can get enlightened to speak, and at no cost. Just give us ample notice. We'll be there to speak and then tell you all the requirements and refer you to the nearest local government office where you can get your applications done. You can also check online. I mean, we are in digital age. Our website, we have a lot of information, www.lsetf.ng, to get more information on how you can apply for the loan, because you can apply, you can do paper-based you can go to the local government to apply, or you can sit at the comfort of your home or office or shop to also apply on your phone. Or application are phone mobile friendly. There also you can do it on your desktop. So if you are not opportune to go out, you can do it. Just go to the website and then do the application.
All right, for the sake of those that are just tuning in and, some doubting Thomas. Okay, for some people, they would assume that, so when you apply for this kind of opportunity, sometimes it takes a very long period, before you get even a call to ask you about one or two things. But then can you reiterate how long the process takes from application to disbursement?
By design, right? If you submit your application, you meet the requirement. When I say requirements, there are requirements pre-application, before application. And this is LASTRA, tax ID, your bank statement, and you must have a good credit history. As a matter of fact, at the point of application, your credit history is the first thing we check. If your credit history is not good, you probably stand the risk of being declined at that stage. But once you meet those pre-assessments, pre-submission requirements, and you scale through, the next thing is within a week, you should get a feedback on the status of your loan application. That's by design.
Okay.
Now it is left to you as the applicant. So sometimes you may have applied for 500,000, and then based on our assessment of your bank statement or your affordability, we find out that you can only afford 250 or 300. We will let you know, notify you through SMS or email to say this is an offer. If you accept that offer, you would pick your offer letter and sign it off. Once you sign and submit, within 48 hours, you should get your loan disbursed. Yeah, but before, as you are submitting your offer letter, you are also paying equity. So equity is 5% of the loan amount, and it's your money. It is just going to be a lien is going to be placed on it until you finish repaying the loan, and then you get it back. It's just some sort of commitment from you. So once you submit your offer letter, pay your equity, get your guarantor to sign off with you, you're fine. It's not collateralized, but you will need a guarantor just with some sort of security. Within 48 hours, you get your loan. That's the Project 100K design.
Talk to me about the eligibility of the Project 100K.
Okay, so you must be resident in Lagos. Your business must have, if you are applying for existing loan, that's micro enterprise loan, your business must have been in operation for at least 1 year. You must you must have bank account to show that. You must have your LASTRA, you must have your tax ID. If you're a startup, you must have your training certificate. If you are a youth, you want to be trained, you must also just have your LASTRA and tax ID, and then be within the age brackets of 18 and 35. That's all we require for you.
Tell me about the training. What does it entail? What kind of training are Lagosians open to?
So we train across different skills. There is the baking, soap making, those soft skills that you can easily, even if you do not choose the employment route, if you choose to be self-employed, you can then start working and making some money on your own. So but beside that, because we have also realized that even people that are graduate that want to seek white collar job, pink collar job, whatever collar job you call it, the gaps or the issues they have are basically soft skills. So we also provide soft skills on how do you even communicate, how do you package your CV, how do you present yourself. So the trainees are both soft skills and also blue collar skills.
All right, Lagos, Nigeria. The program is still Accelerate Lagos here on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. I mentioned earlier that if you own a business in Lagos or you intend to run a business in Lagos, whether as a startup or you have an existing business running already, this is the time to connect with us. Project 100K is an opportunity you do not want to miss. I have been speaking with Adeomi Oni, the Director of Finance and Corporate Services at LSCTF. You can connect with us on 0809 9120777. That's by sending a text to our WhatsApp platform. But you can also put a call through on 0915 387 7127. All right, now let's talk about a major component of Project 100K and how does it fit into LSCTF's broader goal of creating jobs and boosting economic growth in Lagos.
Thank you. So the major component of this program, like I said, is one is access to finance, loans at single digit 9% per annum, and in essence 50,000 to 500,000 is to give some sort of boost to existing businesses so that they can scale up and then increase employment. So that impacts on our major mandate of creating wealth and creating employment. That's one route to create wealth and create employment. The other component is on job placement, which is after training, we then place you in jobs on internship. And then you also have to, the responsibility is on you to demonstrate your professionalism, your competence on that during that period of internship, and then you can become a full-time staff. So the two major components, loans and employability, which is a job placement training and placement program. And the essence, the link between these components and our overall goal is stimulating employment, increasing the number of people that are employed in Lagos, either self-employed or gainfully employed with employers of labor. We're in partnership with different employers of labor. We have over 200 employers of labor we are working with to ensure that once we train people, we can place them.
Is this a one-off kind of program, or is going to be a continuous program whereby, say, for instance, a listener out there now is probably a serving corps member who is assuming, okay, maybe by the time I'm done in October or November, I can tap into this opportunity. So is there going to be subsequent,
So it's a yes and a no question. Yes, in the sense that this is what we do typically. We just created Project 100K to ease the application process.
Okay.
So that the chances of submitting your application, it is when you submit your application that it gets to us, we can then take it through the assessment process. That's why we created Project 100K.
Okay.
We are going to watch the impact of this, and then data will then inform whether we need to then repeat this in 2026 or not. However, the no part of it is that it is what we do every day. Like I said, we're in 28 locations, all the local government offices in Lagos State, plus 8 LCDAs we are present, and we are still expanding into other LCDAs. So if you go into any of those locations, the LCDAs, Itire, Kate, Ojokoro, Ikotun, Idimu, and Co. So if you go to any of those locations, you'll find our officers, minimum of 2 people there, who you can apply for any of these programs. So it is an ongoing program. However, Project 100K is designed for this particular time, and the outcome at the end of by November will tell us, should we continue to do this, or maybe Project 100K Series 2 will then come over.
Different taxation policies, exchange rate, and a couple of economic factors are major reasons why some people bow out of business, and some are even scared of going into business. From your perspective, what do these changes mean for entrepreneurs and small business owners, and how is LSCTF supporting them to understand and adapt through advisory sessions, masterclass, and all of that?
The recent tax act, there were 4 bills that were passed into law by President Tinubu, and these are the Nigerian Tax Act, the Nigerian Tax Administration Act, the Joint Revenue Board Act, and then the 4th one is on. Okay, once I get there, I remember the 4th one. Now, the essence of this tax, which are all called now Tax Act, is to ensure that, 1, the government broaden the tax base. 2, to also make ease of even self-filing for tax, to make it easier for Nigerians. 3, to reduce the burden of tax on the lower income bracket. For MSMEs specifically, for small businesses, if your turnover is less than 800, if it's less than 100 million naira per annum, your gross turnover, you are exempted from capital income tax. So that takes away a huge burden from businesses. Before, it used to be 25 million. So right now, they've moved that limits to 100 million. If your gross turnover is less than 100 million, you're exempted from capital income. If your annual income also is less than 800,000 naira, you are exempted from paying tax. So it is designed, this new tax act is designed to ease the burden of tax on people. Now, there's also the issue of tax administration, multiple taxation, like you said. You are dealing with local government at one level. You're also dealing with state at one level. Federal is coming with VAT and all the rest.
Of course.
So multiple tax. And one of the reasons why we then have the Joint Revenue Board is to ensure that the 4th one is Nigeria Revenue Service, which is a replacement of the FIRS. So this is replacing FIRS. The Joint Revenue Board now, its job is to ensure that different taxes are harmonized. And then you don't have this incidence of having to pay several taxes at the same time. And so all of this is designed to ensure that businesses in Nigeria, it is easier to do business in Nigeria. You also pay fair tax. Now, when I say fair tax, the other flip side of it is also some people that initially were exempted or outside of the tax bracket are now going to start paying tax. If you do anything electronic currency, crypto, and all the rest, you start paying tax now. Initially, they weren't anywhere in the bracket, but now the bracket has expanded to cover them. So it's also increasing the government revenue from taxes. So overall, it's I say it's a welcome development because it's making life easier for Nigeria, and I'm believing that in implementation, especially some of these things becomes effective from 2026 implementation, we'll get it right.
All right, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. We have less than 10 more minutes on the program this morning, and I am still looking forward to your call. I'd love to hear from you, your concerns, your question. Amid, this is a very, very big, huge opportunity. Have you ever heard of it? Like you put in an application, and in less than few weeks, you're done with the whole application process, and of course, disbursement. Let's quickly connect with Motorbike Live reporter. Hello, Sadiq.
Hello. Hello, good morning.
Sadiq, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Sadiq. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. This is Sadiq, so reporting live from Old here outward my 12, where we have a falling loaded truck. Okay. But right now, the thing is that the truck has been taken off the road and has been parked on one side of the road, while we still have the content on one side of the road. That means the lane has been opened for regular flow, the main carriageway.
Okay.
And traffic managers have also diverted traffic to BRT lane also here so that we can have a easy flow of traffic. But one lane is open on the main carriageway as I speak. And airport is still on to get the content out of the road. Okay. And the traffic backlog has started to get as I speak.
Wow.
So that is the official now.
Wow. All right then. Thank you so much, Sadiq. Well done.
All right.
All right, we have been tracking a couple of impediments since the early hours of today, and one of those impediments we talked about is currently receiving attention. That's around Woody axis. The truck was occupying the entire main carriageway earlier, and of course affecting the flow of traffic. Vehicular movement was diverted to the BRT corridor, but as I speak, a lane has been created on the main carriageway. All hands are on deck to get the impediment off the road. I understand the backlog is at K2. That's a long stretch all the way to Woody. Please, a whole lot of patience is required at this time. Even if you're coming in from the Ajelogo end, you will still be caught up in this busy movement. All you need to do right now is be patient and of course, trust the task force team along that stretch. So if you don't do the needful, they will do the needful. All right, Lagos, we're still here on Accelerate Lagos, and we're wrapping it up on the show this morning. But before I let you go, for anyone listening right now and wants to take advantage of Project 100K or any other LSCTF program, what steps should they take immediately?
Okay, so if you're around the locations I mentioned earlier on, you can visit our offices, Ikorodu, Alimosho, Ikeja, Surulere, Ojokoro, Oshomolu. You can visit any of those locations or any of the local government offices in Lagos State to find out more. And then you can also check our website, www.lsctf.ng. You can call our call center number on 01 7000 345 01 7000 945. That's, I repeat again, 7,945. That's our call center number. You can make a call. You can also follow us on social media handle on LSCTF. Instagram at LSCTF, on Facebook at LSCTF NG, and on Twitter, that's X now, LSCTF also. We also have a YouTube channel where you can watch some, especially the tax, the impact of the tax on businesses. We have a YouTube series where you can watch and play and listen to it. YouTube channel also, Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. So follow us on any of these social media handles, and also try to pop into our offices in any of the locations. Any local governments around you in Lagos, walk into it. There's an LSCTF office within the premises. Then you get more details. Thank you.
All right, then. I'm going to be restructuring somebody's question here because I cannot possibly read it out. Anthony, I'm sorry, but you will get a response to your question. So for these 100K project 100K now, you said it's in two
components.
Two components.
There's employability.
And then for the loan, there is 50 to 250
and 50 to 500K.
And 50 to 500K, depending on the kind of business or the kind of category you're for.
Yes.
Okay, so because for Anthony, he's asking, why do they have to peg for startup at 250? What can 250 even buy in this economy when I'm not an
Interesting question.
Yes.
So because we listen to the market, we listen to data. We are also in the process of reviewing our loan limit, right?
Okay.
But we are set up by law, Lagos State Employment Trust Fund Law 2016, and that's what guides our operation. There's a limit on each of the category. Now 2016 till now, 9 years, it's a long time. Inflation rate has changed, exchange rate has changed.
Exactly.
So we also realized that inflation has eroded the value of 250K back then.
Exactly.
And 250K now.
Yes.
So we are working on reviewing those amounts upward. And once we go through the process and get necessary approvals, we increase the amount and communicate to the public. But Sadiq, right? That's the question. Anthony, please just try to at least get into the system first. Apply, then see what you can do. If 50K can do anything for you, start so that gives you history with LSCT. When you then come back, you are coming back as a renewal. Then the process is shorter. You can then access higher amount, and hopefully by then we would have gotten an increase on the loan limits.
Tell me, what is the difference between an existing applicant at LSCTF and a new applicant?
So an existing applicant already has history with LSCTF. We are not asking you for your LASTRA, your tax ID, because we have all of that, and you don't renew LASTRA ID. It's once given, it's given. So it makes the assessment process shorter for us. We just want to see what has happened between the last time you got our loan and now that you are reapplying. We expect that there should have been some increase in your turnover, your revenue, and then you can then get higher amounts. And I tell you, we have quite a number of renewed loans in our portfolio.
When next you're talking about we're not renewing LASTRA, I'll be reducing your microphone. Don't loud it here. No apologies. Don't loud it, please. All right, then. So, before we go on the show, what message do you have for employers, entrepreneurs, and job seekers in Lagos about seizing these opportunities and staying informed about policies that affect their businesses in Lagos?
So my parting shot to Lagosians, youths, MSMEs and employers is there are quite a number of opportunities available to us at the LSCTF. Funding opportunity, partnership opportunity, capacity development opportunity. So I would encourage you to please follow us on our social media handle, LSCTF at Instagram, LSCTF, on Facebook, LSCTF NG, on X, that's Twitter, LSCTF also, and on YouTube channel, Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, and also visit any of our locations, any of the 28 locations. But we have 20 LGAs. You can visit any of the 20 LGAs around you and then get more information. If you also want to check our website, www.lsctf.ng, you get more information. We are here to support you. We are here to ensure that your business thrives. We are here to ensure that your business also scales. When it scales, we are all better off. Thank you.
All right. When your business scales, we are all better off, all right? Thank you so much. The words of Adomi Oni, the Director of Finance and Corporate Services at LSCDF. We have been discussing driving jobs and wealth creation across Lagos through Project 100K. That's how much we can take on Accelerate Lagos this Wednesday morning. This program has been brought to you courtesy the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, that is LSCTF. Maximum thanks to Oluremi Aluku and the entire social media team. Big ups to Victor Terry. Our executive producer is Taiwo Baruwa. I remain Taiwo Baruwa. The program makes a return next week, Wednesday at 10:15. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day.